tonight on Code 20. Heading to a traffic collision which has now been upgraded to a physical rescue. Reports of possibly multiple people trapped, but
Metro, it is a traffic light.
We have a traffic light down, but I'm not hearing anything about anybody confirmed trapped just yet, but we are heading that direction, considering how this was upgraded. However,
traffic, light force 33, on scene, reports 3 vehicle traffic with a street light involved, traffic light.
Yeah, however, this could get downgraded.
Confirmed patient two. Let's go ahead and confirm that. We've got another rescue en route.
Okay, we got confirmed, and now we're over on the tactical channel.
At this point, I'm just going to go ahead and make you treatment group.
And it does sound like we have a handful of victims on this, just because there's 3 cars involved. Imagine if you have 3 drivers. Now we a minimum of 3, and I'm assuming there's other passengers in these cars. But we do have, it sounds like 1 pinned. Probably going to end up being a door pop, but we'll see how bad it actually is. Main and Slauson, this whole area is pretty high speed.
Main Street IC, did you get that resource request?
And 455 David's cop being confirmed, 1 pinned on the TAC channel. I'll be continuing through.
Identify that we only have 2 patients on this incident, and
okay.
I've got resources beyond the
So 3 cars involved, 2 patients, it sounds like. At least 1 victim pinned. Excuse me, they didn't say. Sorry.
Light standard. They all took off. 2 vehicles that you see me pointing
This is
at
a hit and run.
are from the 2 patients. That's it. All we have is 2. Everyone else is leaving the scene. Roger.
And this is going to be a traffic collision with, again, 1 pinned, and they are saying it's a hit and run into a light standard. So we're here. We will jump out and check it out.
Take a call, King Lincoln 88, request an additional unit. Main Street.
Oh, my legs hurt so bad. Whew. All right. What's shitty is it's a hit and run, so somebody caused this whole thing and then took off, which super shitty. Sounded worse than what it appears to be. Looks like they got him out, but that guy hit the pole pretty hard, huh? Jeez. Like anybody's currently trapped at this point. So we have a silver older model, looks like a Jag. There's a black sedan that really hit that pole surprisingly hard. And then there's a black Infiniti here with some damage on the side. But it's always difficult on crashes like this to try to figure out who was where and what direction they were going in, because when the cars hit, they get so sporadic, they'll end up changing directions, they'll end up going left, right, forward, back, they'll go all over the place. So it's very difficult to say who was in the right, who was in the wrong. But that's why the traffic investigators are so incredible at what they do, because they can look at the skid marks and they can figure out exactly which direction these cars were going in. I'm sure there's security camera footage also here. I would assume the apartment building or maybe the mini market has security cameras on it, and that would tell exactly what occurred in the moment, caught on camera, obviously. But yeah, definitely looked a lot worse than what I think we're dealing with here. Looks like they're talking to everybody. I don't see jaws of life being used or anything like that. So at this point, I can see Battalion 13 leaving. It is no longer a physical rescue. This is going to be just a pretty rough traffic collision. And it looks like they were able to get that person out of the black car that hit the pole, and it looks like they're working on him in the RA back there. We'll go around the other side and take a look here in a second. There are 3 RAs showing up. Or sorry, we have 4 total now. There's one with our probably most serious victim, which is RA 33. And then we got 257, 21s just showed up, and 57s looks like they're on standby. So 4 RAs, they were expecting this to be a lot worse. And visually, I mean, you can tell it definitely looks like it was going to be a lot worse than what we actually have here. All right, let's go around the other side, get a shot of that car wrapped around the pole, and I think we're going to be out of here. Lucky to be alive on this one. You see the door? Alrighty, these guys are lucky to be alive on this one. Pretty serious impact. We'll get the intersection, then we'll be on to the next one. We're just going to be rolling up here on a report of a shooting. I can hardly see because there was a car with its high beams on at the intersection. Okay, we have a unit here. Possible suspect location. This has already turned into a perimeter, possibly. This is going to be on Figueroa, just at Marmium Way here. And we have a report of a person who was shot in a car, and it sounds like they're at the Food for Less, but the suspect is here at Avenue 38.
They found evidence of the suspects were wearing latex gloves, and they just found some gloves. I think they're going to research one area, and they might call it after that.
Where's the Food for Less?
And then once they clear the perimeter, I'm going to see if I can respond to the target address and see what I can get there.
45 David copies. I'm looking for the Food for Less over here. Stand by. And they're asking for a TAC channel.
You see a good low for a CP?
For the command post.
Listening to these calls, sounds like we got a victim, multiple GSWs, carjacking victims. So we're gonna hold the perimeter, guys, and make notifications here soon.
Please stand by for attack.
Oh, it's further up. Okay.
Okay, as far as the CP, I would suggest.
All right, so it looks like the shooting occurred further north. I don't see the airship though, but it looks like it looks like the shooting happened further up.
That'd be a good place to start, so we can.
All right, so this is kind of confusing because we do have a possible suspect related to this shooting situation down at 308 West Avenue 37, which is across of Marmion Way and Figueroa. And then we have a possible location of the victim at the Food for Less, which is another, I believe, cross to Marmion Way. So there's Marmion Way and Figueroa. So there's a couple different locations here.
OSB 1, channel 35, OSB TAC 1, channel 35, the CP is at Figueroa, Marmion Way.
TAC 1, channel 35. Pterodactyl, channel 1.
35. Avenue 35. We just need somebody to put their car across the
Here we go. Okay, here's our. I see an RA, so this is our victim location. And it looks like FD is trying to.
The victim hasn't been able to give a statement yet. Could be a 10 carjacking. No suspect description.
Oh, it sounds like they're transporting right now.
There's no information.
I think we might have missed transport because we got the wrong location here. There's crime scene tape here in the Food for Less. And that RA's, yeah, there's the car. Alrighty. There's the car, and we're gonna go here.
1195, stand by for a crime broadcast once you get victim info.
Alrighty, so they just transported, but we're here with the vehicle, so we'll shoot that. And then,
once the information is obtained for the victim.
Okay, sounds good. And it sounds like they're gonna be cooperative, so it is a actual victim. And they just took him. We had, what, 3 different locations for Murray? Mm-hmm. That is what it is. Yeah, what's interesting is this is an attempt carjacking victim, but there's a perimeter down Figueroa, and I'm wondering if it's one and the same. We'll listen up on the TAC when I get a chance. Not a lot of information right now, but we'll definitely, like I said, we'll definitely listen up on the TAC and end up over at the command post, but there might be multiple incidents in Northeast related to this as of right now. Why didn't they say Avenue 51? Why did they say Marmion Way? I'll have to double check the map, but I know there's another cross to that further up. It's just frustrating. There's like 3 different crosses to Marmion Way. It's crazy. Let's go listen and see what else we can find on this. Alrighty. So they got one person in custody here, but I don't think that's the shooting suspect. I think our suspect is further south on Avenue 37, and this guy got involved somehow. Kind of weird. Not a ton of information, but we'll. I have a place at your companies. You go ahead and attach yourself to your truck. Oh no! What do we have? Jefferson Park structure fire. 536 or 477. You guys up? All right. We have. It sounds like possibly a fire in Jefferson Park. Hey, I'm up in the avenues. What do we have on Jefferson Park?
We have a detached garage in the alley.
South of Hollywood, respond north on only.
Detached garage in the alley.
That is being exposed. Will be known as 6th Street Heights.
That was a crappy update on that site. That was a fully involved shed that was exposing detached garage.
Got it. Thank you, Gabe. Okay, copy that, brother. Thank you. And I'm up here in the avenues. I'll try to figure this out, and I'll be 10-8 here in a second. No, it never fails, right? Never fails. We'll end up on a call, and then something else will happen, and it just goes on and on. But either way,
I'm about to leave this one.
let's go find out what's going on with this other location. And I'm wondering if that's where the shooting actually happened, because I didn't see any casing markings over here. I think our victim might have driven to the Food for Less, which, again, a little further than the original dispatch location. But I think the shooting might have occurred down here. We have the TAC open, and we're going to listen in and see if we can kind of piece this together a little bit better. But again, I scanned that whole parking lot. They set up tape and everything just to make sure, but I didn't see any evidence markers being put down, which LAPD doesn't use evidence markers initially. They'll use, the airship is down here too. They'll use FI cards, and they just fold them in half and put them to mark the casings, which works just fine. Unless it's windy. If it's windy, then it doesn't work just fine. But we live in Los Angeles, and usually not windy. So either way, we're gonna head down. There is another Marmion location, which is why I'm wondering, because I do see Marmion Way, but it doesn't cross Figueroa at 5100 North Fig. That is not a cross to that area. But Marmion Way and Fig does cross down where we started initially, and I'm really wondering if that's there is crime scene tape here, quite a bit actually. Okay, this is probably going to be our shooting location, if I had to guess. It's going to be a little tough to get in here,
Just want to make sure that there is
but I'm
occupants.
fairly certain. Again, we'll listen in on the TAC and see what we can figure out, but this definitely has... This definitely looks like it could be our crime scene. I guess we can go left.
Roger that, but I just had 2 LAPD officers just drive by.
And they're looking for a suspect too, is what it sounded like.
Engine 19.
Yeah, look at the spotlights down there. They're looking.
Who was the guy that they put in the back of the car?
They just detained him. He wasn't put in the back of a police car. He was just in cuffs. Just because someone is detained at an incident doesn't necessarily, look at more units over here, doesn't necessarily mean that that person is wanted for the shooting. They could be wanted for something completely different. And I don't know how we're going to get around this, by the way. This is like a huge perimeter. We'll go up and over on the other one here. So there's a couple different locations here. There's obviously a suspect that they've got down in this area. Airship seems to be pretty confident of that. But yeah, let me send in what we have so far. I just want to process it because it sounded like an attempted carjacking, and then they set this up in response to that. It all kind of went down at the same time. So I'm thinking this is either where this occurred with the shooting and everything, or it's a suspect search for our related parties. But either way, we'll get some more info and we'll come back up once we have a better idea. And we're missing a fire. So we'll get out of here. And I did see some casings over here, and this is Marmion Way and Figueroa, and they're searching that direction. My assumption is, right now, obviously before talking to anybody, my assumption is that the shooting happened here at this location, and then the suspect drove north to the Food for Less and was able to call for help at that point. That's my guess, but you know, it's always anybody. Yeah, there's three casings in the intersection, clearly visible, and there were 3 holes in that truck from what I saw. You can see they have a bunch of officers over here talking with who's this guy? Witness? Possible witness. We're gonna not show him. And then we have a detective and a sergeant who I would love to talk to. Let's see if we can get over there at some point. Oh, he might come to us. That'd be great. All right, let's get some shots of these guys. Gentleman's walking with the tape, so we're gonna have to go someplace else, probably. Are we okay here, boss? Are we okay here? Yeah. Okay, cool, thank you. All right, it's always good always best to ask. So looking at this right now, just from where we're standing, bullet casings in the intersection, possibly a walk-up attempt carjacking. Suspect fires 3 shots into the front of the victim's vehicle that we saw over at the Food for Less. Vehicle, you can see where the casings are, was presumably in the northbound lanes here on Figueroa at Marmion Way. Vehicle then traveled, let me get this tape shot. Vehicle then traveled northbound to the Food for Less where they called for help. Excellent. Suspect probably then fled on foot, I'm assuming that direction, and that's where, what are you? I don't know. And that's where we are right now. That's my assumptions. Again, we have to talk with a supervisor or a detective and confirm that, but that's what I'm seeing right now. We'll walk over there and talk with him. But it seems pretty, and they got tape like way down there. Yeah, and I don't want to go too close to here because it clearly all this went down. There's tape probably 2 blocks down the other direction. Heard it on the audio. Maybe Alex can bring it up a little bit, but the car was at the light here and another car plowed into it because I think they were looking at the incident here and not paying attention, but they plowed into another car right in front of LAPD. Like 4 officers saw this go down. Jeez, he's already taking pictures. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this woman was not paying attention. Not paying attention in her Kia, and she plowed into our buddy here in the Toyota. But
Toyota took it.
I don't see any damage. I see there's a scuff on the bumper. Yeah, back left side of the bumper. The guy jumped out and had his camera ready to go. That's crazy. All right. As of right now, that's our speculation on what's happening. Of course, we still have to get this all confirmed. We'll go and talk with these guys and see what's up. But as of right now, out of Northeast, attempted carjacking, we know that for sure. Did it happen here? Probably. I mean, it's Northeast. There's casings down the street from where the guy drove to. Again, we have to get all this confirmed, but as of right now, preliminarily, that's what we have. We're gonna get some more information, and we'll be on to the next one. And we can't go northbound, and something's on fire. What is going on? That or they're cleaning the... Is it a fire?
It's kind of everywhere.
I don't know. All right. Craziness going on right now. We're going to be heading to a reported structure fire now. 500 block of South Manhattan. We're gonna have to flip around though because people are driving. Oh, he's gonna hit him. He's gonna hit him. He's gonna hit him. Almost hit him. Almost hit him. This guy had to get off. Holy cow, dude. My goodness. Sir, use your mirrors, please. Turn your head. Turn ye head. That'd be a good shirt. Turn ye head. Look before you go. Yeah, people be wild out here. Okay, we're flipping around here. We have the ramp was closed. We're heading to a structure fire. Again, 500 blocks South Manhattan, trying to get through LA traffic, and people are going completely. Now he's making a left from the straight lane. That's not a thing. This guy is all kinds of crazy. You cannot do that, sir. Sir. What is driving this thing? I want to know. What is it? Damn, bro.
The patient can't walk. You'll need to force entry.
No comment. All right, we're going to be jumping around here, getting back on. But yeah, so the information we have right now on that shooting we're just leaving is consistent with what we know thus far, what we stated thus far. They ended up canceling the search for the suspect. They're maintaining the closure on Figueroa to look for more evidence. We did see those 3 casings there, but they are not searching for any more suspects at this time. There was a person that we saw detained over by the Food for Less, but again, I don't think that's the suspect. I really don't think so. There was also a call for a person with a gun in the area about 20 minutes prior to them, or sorry, about 10 minutes prior to them canceling everything. But geez, the road surface, hang on tight. Holy cow. Hang on to your lederhosen here. All right, we're heading toward this fire, and again, nothing's confirmed yet. We're waiting on a size up, but as always, this is why we couldn't get on our ramp there, bunch of trucks. As always, we don't have the full story in the moment. We talk about this every once in a while on Code20, and as you guys know, if you've been here for any semblance of time, any amount of time, you guys are aware that we don't always have all the information in the moment as it's happening. Information becomes more information, I should say, becomes available as the night goes on. And you can find a complete story from us with all of the info, press release, everything compiled with the footage, very nicely put on our publications. If you go to KNN.NEWS, and then you scroll down to publications, click on, if you're on your phone, which I think most of you guys probably have smartphones, statistically, on YouTube it says you do. Go down on the page and click on publications, and you'll see Newsbreak. That's an app. In that app, you can subscribe to us and pretty much all the local news stations wherever you live. It's not just here in Los Angeles. You can say, hey, I want to know about the stuff happening in my neighborhood, and then you can subscribe to us as well if you want to see what we're getting up to. But yeah, all the information in its entirety regarding that incident will be published there. Again, as always, I'll put a link to that incident in the description, and you guys will have the full story, the full, what would you call it, Tay? The full, what's a saying for that? Food on the stove, if I can find my radio. Alrighty, 455, David's going to be clearing food on the stove back 10-8 en route to staging. So yeah, not food on the stove, cool. But yeah, we don't, and I hate to say it, but we don't get the full story most of the time. We know, obviously we're there, we're seeing what we're seeing, right? What's just in front of us. We have our information off the radios, which helps a lot. But when it comes to the nitty-gritty of the specifics and victim information and who was where and why and all of that, I mean, that's what our chief editor does, and that is where all of that compiled information comes from. So there's multiple gears in the transmission. We're one bigger gear, but there's a ton of other gears that get everything done. Without them, it wouldn't work. So again, we're done. We almost had a fire, but almost doesn't count. Almost does not count. We'll be on to
apartment number 3.
the next one.